And a good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the PACO Arena in the heart of Manila for Sinag Liga Asya in the DOJ Interagency Cup 2025. As we bring to you two games today on this Thursday doubleheader, taking a look at the teams matching up. To open up this Thursday, it's the LRA Titulados who lost in their previous matchup against NBI, going up against the PAO Defenders. Taking a look at the player from the PAO Defenders, this is Roy Christopher Dizon. Had a two-way game. In their previous one, scored 13 points and even gave us 7 rebounds and 5 steals. Even a single block para sa kanya. He had a good game in their previous one, as well as this guy, the big boy, itong si Arias. Miguel Carlo Arias had a big double-double as well in their previous one against NBI. 20 points and 15 rebounds, as well as that mobility he showed in that previous matchup. They're going to be looking at him to lead the way against the PAO Defenders in today's game. As we take a look at the games today, our first one, it's the LRA Titulados going up against the PAO Defenders, about to tip off shortly. Meanwhile, our second game, it's the PPA Redeemers going up against the NBI Sharpshooters. And a good evening to all the basketball fans watching out there. Myself, Aaron D, alongside my partner, one of the smartest analysts we have here in Sinag Liga Asya. That's Coach Anton de los Reyes. So Coach Anton, good evening to you.
Good evening, Aaron, at magandang gabi sa mga nanonood ng ating Sinag Liga Asya DOJ Interagency Cup Secretaries Cup 2025. At bago ang lahat, gusto kong batiin ang ating Filipino-Chinese community at ang Chinese community ng Happy Chinese New Year. Great to be working again with you, Aaron.
Indeed, Coach. No, happy to be with you here again, and a happy Chinese New Year sa lahat. But let's not forget the third member of our panel. That's Miss Daphne Lozano joining us on the sidelines for today. So Miss Daphne, kamusta ka naman dyan?
Magandang gabi, Aaron at Coach Anton. And thank you so much for asking. I'm feeling very good naman for tonight. So yun nga, I had the chance to talk to the both teams earlier at iisa lang ang sinisigaw nila, which is gigil kami manalo ngayon. Pero yun muna, ang balita ko para sa inyo. Balik muna sa inyo, Aaron and Coach Anton.
Ayun, salamat dyan, Daphne. Aabangan namin yung mga update mo for the game today. But for the meantime, if you want to talk more about the updates, kung gusto nyo maging updated dito sa Sinag Liga Asya, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button at our social media pages at Sinag Liga Asya, Facebook and Instagram. Nandyan din po kami sa YouTube and TikTok at Sinag Liga TV. Everything you need to know about SLA is all there. As we move it on naman doon sa team standings natin. So Coach Anton, nasan ba yung maglalaban-laban for today's matchup?
So you see here ang PAO Defenders, they are at number 3 sa ating tournament with a 2-1 record. Not far behind LRA Titulados at 1-1.
And like I mentioned at the top of our broadcast, both of these teams matching up today lost in their previous one. Kaya saktong-sakto naman yung game story natin ngayon. It's to get the groove back, Coach Anton.
Get their groove back indeed. They want to get back to their winning ways. Itong PAO Defenders, syempre gusto nila yung solo number 2 spot. At ang LRA Titulados, of course, they want to get above 500. So that's what we're going to be looking at for today's game.
Yeah, both of these teams diba, losing tough matchups in their previous one. PAO Defenders lost against the number 1 Bucor. Meanwhile, itong LRA Titulados naman, they lost against the NBI Sharpshooters. So both of those games were tough para sa kanila. As we give it over to our courtside reporter, Miss Daphne Lozano, for a short pregame report. Go ahead, Daphne.
Getting their groove back, ayan ang game story for our first game of the night between the Defenders and Titulados. Coming from a heartbreaking loss, the PAO Defenders, according to Coach Ringo Jimenez, is not just focused on starting strong for tonight but also winning big, just like what they did in their first 2 games. Pero sa panig naman ng Titulados, no one is entitled to commit outstanding turnovers. Ayan ang battle cry nila ngayong gabi. Kaya sino kaya ang mapapasayaw muli dahil makakabalik na sila sa winning column? Sabay-sabay natin yang alamin, mga kasinag. Now, coming up is our match between the LRA Titulados versus the PAO Defenders. And now I'm turning it over to Mr. Ramvalid for our Sinag starters of the match.
Good evening, basketball fans. And we're coming to you live inside the PACO Arena, the city of Manila. Welcome to SLA DOJ Interagency Basketball Tournament Secretaries Cup Presented to you by Sinag, Liga, Asya, and the Department of Justice. Co-presented by Okada Manila and Hotel 101 Global. We're also live at the Sinag Liga Asya official FB page and YouTube channel at Sinag Liga TV. Our broadcast partners, Blast TV, Top Sports, Fiber TV, and Cable Link, powered by SLA Sports Production and Converge. This is our Thursday doubleheader games featuring our first match. The battle between PAO Defenders and your LRA Titulados. And now it's time to meet the starting lineups of the protagonists. First for your PAO Defenders. Starting at guard number 2, Denver Lacanilao. The other guard number 8, J.M. Castillo. At forward number 16, Eli Asuncion. The other forward number 81, Antonio Roy Dizon. And center number 19, Kik Reboroso. Head coach for PAO Defenders is Ringo Jimenez, assisted by Patrick Montemayor, Nino Bolifer, Tor Arthur Avila. Team manager, Mr. Demeter Huerta. Your PAO Defenders. And now let's meet the starters for your LRA Titulados. Point guard number 13, Richard Salmorin. Shooting guard number 15, Albert Francisco. At center number 21, Mix Arias. Small forward number 32, Sherwin Velasco. And power forward number 8, JP Hidalgo. Head coach for LRA Titulados is Rogelio Cana Jr., assisted by Adrian Villanueva and Henry Ponce. Your LRA Titulados. Game officials are John Lezigues, Elgar Escaros, and Cedric Balyan.
Taking a look at the starters for today, PAO, they go with Lacanilao, Castillo, Reboroso, Dizon, and Asuncion. Meanwhile, the Titulados go with Francisco, Salmorin, Arias, Hidalgo, and Velasco. Once again, a good evening to all the basketball fans watching out there. Myself, Aaron D, joined by Coach Anton De Los Reyes as my analyst, and Miss Daphne Lozano on the sidelines as our courtside reporter. And Coach Anton, on the top of our broadcast, we mentioned earlier that both of these teams coming off losses in their previous game. But I want to talk more about the LRA Titulados. Walk us through their previous one against the NBI Sharpshooters.
So the LRA Titulados, they lost that game by a measly 4 points. That was a close game, no, with the LRA being down for the most part of the game. Yun nga lang, they tried to mount a comeback, pero it would always be thwarted. Si Miguel Arias scored 20 points, grabbed 15 rebounds in that game.
But not just Miguel Arias, but 5 players scored 9 or more points in that ball game for the Titulados. It was a good game for the team as a whole.
So one of those, or a couple of those players na nag-double figures, along with Arias' leaf mark Andrew, scored 17 points, grabbed 6 rebounds, and si Jonathan Jose, who scored 12 points.
Yeah, that was a good combination para sa kanila. No? Itong si Big Boy Arias showed us a lot of mobility in that previous matchup. No? A big double-double para sa kanya. And he's gonna need to match up against the big men like Reboroso of this PAO squad.
So that's a matchup that we're going to look out for in this ball game. Obviously, pag nakita mo in terms of width, si Arias lamang. But sa height naman, si Reboroso medyo bahagyang mas matangkad dito kay Arias.
As Dizon had a good game in their previous one. Can't get that one. Balik dito kay Castillo. And we talked about the other side, Coach Anton. It's the PAO Defenders. Currently, they have ball possession right now. Yeah, losing to the #1 Bucor squad. That was a tough one para sa kanila.
It was indeed. Only 8 points. Remember, itong Bucor squad, they demolished their opponents. So medyo nasabayan sila doon ng PAO defenders. Close yung game. Pero nung game na yun, yung vaunted press, no, full court press nitong ng Bucor, pinakita lang nila nung second half.
And in that previous matchup, Coach Anton, itong si Kirk Reboroso on the free throw line right now only scored 8 points. But we know what he can do, especially in that previous matchup before going up against Bucor. No, player of the game itong si Reboroso.
So that game we're talking about is against DOJ. Pero itong si Kirk Reboroso, lamang siya dun sa hype sa Bucor. Ang mahirap lang talaga sa Bucor, kahit sabihin mong hindi sila ganong katangkaran, their players are very mobile and agile. So kayang-kaya nilang sumabay dun sa mga taller players ng ating liga.
And what we noticed in that last game, no, Coach Anton, is itong Bucor, they only put down the pressure. They put down that full court press as Mike Castillo hitting the first field goal in this ball game. But just like what I was saying, itong Bucor, no, they only put the hammer down in that second half. Nung first half, medyo nag-coasting pa sila nun.
I guess they were trying out yung something new for Bucor, because you said close game. They did not use their running game as much nung first half. Pero nung second half, they turned on the Jets, and yun na nga, at nakaarangkada sila kontra dito sa PAO defenders. Talking about the PAO defenders in that game, no, RC Dizon, 13.7 rebounds, 83% field goal.
As we check out that lakas move of the quarter, brought to you by Hotel 101 Global. That's Reboroso. Tula Kanilaw for the finish inside.
So great passing we're seeing early on in this ball game. Reboroso, not surprised because he is a willing and able passer para dito sa PAO defenders.
And an early 7-0 run, Coach Anton, by the PAO defenders. So a good start para sa kanila. Almost getting that steal, but Asuncion foul Salmorin.
Basa ni Asuncion yung pasa doon. Nung na-control ni Salmorin, nasagasaan niya.
As we give it over to Miss Daphne Lozano for an interview with Coach Adrian Villanueva of the LRA Titulados. Go ahead, Daphne.
Ayon kay acting head coach Adrian Villanueva ng LRA Titulados, mataas pa din naman ang moral ng team despite losing against the NBI Sharpshooters. Alam nilang winnable ang game na yon dahil lumaban talaga sila, sadyang bumitaw lang talaga sa endgame. With that hope, they will approach this match with aggressiveness, lalo na't galing din sa talo ang kalaban nila. They will still stick to their usual system, but the eagerness to win must be shown as well. That's all for now for the Titulados. Back to you, Aaron and Coach Anton.
Yep, thanks for that, Daphne. That was a tough one nga, as we mentioned earlier, diba? Against the NBI Sharpshooters, no, full of star power, Coach. They've got Lou Abad, they've got itong si Duran, but they were missing Reguera in that ball game. It was a chance for the Titulados to take advantage, no? Kaya si Arias, you could just see the numbers that he produced in that game.
So it was only Erwin Duran who was manning the middle during that game. Kaya, like what you mentioned, si Arias, he took full advantage during that game.
As the LRA Titulados and Coach Adrian Villanueva want to talk things over, being down 8-0 to start off this ball game. Let's check out that previous game. As we mentioned, Coach, PAO losing to Bucor 54-62. It was a fourth quarter meltdown.
So eto na nga yun, no? That vaunted full court press only allowing 4 fourth quarter points para dito sa PAO. Ang second chance point naman napunta sa Bucor at 9 points in the paint, 34-22 bench points, 24-12 assists, 13 para sa Bucor, 8 para dito sa PAO defenders.
That would have been a big confidence boost, being able to take down the #1 team in the tournament, Coach.
And they would have gone up, no, sa standings, and that's something that you want yung ikaw habang maaga, merong pondo. Kumbaga pumopondo ka na.
So Reboroso gets it back. This time it's Lacanilao with the dime.
Great pass by Lacanilao to the cutting Reboroso sa baseline for that short jump, for that short stab underneath.
Take a look at that defense from Mike Castillo, but that's a three-pointer from the Titulados. They can't get it. Salmurin turns it over. Here comes Mike. Castillo bouncing it. Dizon, tries to tap it home. In transition, Fontiveros to his strong hand. Still can't get the field goal, but the Titulados are heading to the line.
Back-to-back fast break opportunities for both teams. Sayang yung layup doon ni Dizon.
Check that out. Tried to tap it home. A bit too much sauce. The lakas play of the quarter, though, brought to you by Okada Manila. As itong si Fontiveros, like we mentioned, diba? Mark Fontiveros, 17 points in their previous matchup. And we noticed na para dito sa LRA Titulados under Coach Rogelio Cano, the playing coach, no? Maganda yung combination na he gets Fontiveros off the bench to start off the ball game and Arias starts it.
So that's the matchup that's the starting strategy nitong si head coach Rogelio Cano Jr.
But he's on with the board. Gets it denied, and that's a travel.
You gotta be able to let go of that ball. If you're going to take a shot, it's better to take that attempt kesa yung medyo nagdadalawang isip ka kung anong gagawin mo. Because again, worst case scenario, turnover ang mangyayari.
As Odell Aquino for the LRA Titulados entering the game. On the other hand, it's Dizon exiting and Kevin Groyon entering the game for the first time, and a pretty slow start for the Titulados, Coach Anton. They just scored their first 2 points earlier, but they're down 8.
So 5 minutes bago nakapuntos, or close to 5 minutes bago nakapuntos etong LRA Titulados. You can't start any slower than that.
As Mike Castillo kicks it, Groyon, that's his first touch. Reboroso with the reverse off the spin.
Great move by Reboroso, spinning to the baseline using his left hand to get that undergoal stab against Arias.
That jumper short. The defenders get it, and Lacanilao pushing it. Asuncion attacking, handing off. Groyon, dump it down. Castillo, three-pointer. Leaves it short.
Sayang yung no-look pass ni Asuncion kay Castillo. Wide open was his teammate Castillo for that left wing three.
Arias, the turnaround J, hits the side of the board. But Lacanilao wasn't looking.
Great defense. Not double team dun si Arias. And that's a great strategy. You have to double team etong si Arias because he is tough to defend one-on-one underneath. You see yung width tsaka yung mobility niya.
Sanchez enters the game for the first time for the Titulados. Baseline J, no good. Rebounded by the defenders. Asuncion forward. Reboroso with the catch and the finish.
Nice soft touch by Reboroso. Great recognition by Asuncion to find his teammate downstairs, or streaking down court, I should say.
12-point lead for the PAO defenders as another turnover by the Titulados.
Those turnovers not helping the cause nitong Titulados. Pass was a bit behind to the cutting Aquino.
As Medina enters the game, take a look at this lakas fast break of the quarter, brought to you by Okada Manila. Pinpoint passing from the defenders. That's a miss from three-point land. Here comes Sanchez, pushing it down the court. Picks the dribble up. Outside, Fontiveros to the offhand. Back to the strong hand. No good. Sanchez with the board. He bumps, he takes. He just leaves that shot short.
Could have been blocked by Rainier Lance Hipolito. But nice challenge. If it was a block, great block. Great defense being shown by the defenders.
Groyon target shooting. A bit to the left as the Titulados get ball possession. The score 14-2. 2 minutes and 23 seconds remaining here in our opening period. As Fontiveros down the lane for 2.
This time he will not be denied. Taking it strong. Fontiveros getting the 2 points to go.
Finally getting their first field goal of the game. Asuncion kicks it. Groyon gives it inside. Medina travels.
Bit hesitant on that move etong si Medina. I always say, you have to commit to whatever you're going to do.
As the lakas drive of the quarter brought to you by Hotel 101 Global. That's Mark Fontiveros taking it down.
You see how he committed to that layup. Fontiveros, good things happened when you commit to whatever it is you decide to do on the basketball court.
Tahon just entering the game for the defenders. Groyon, kick, corner. Back to Tahon, gets the push shot.
Nice ball movement from outside to inside, hitting the cutting teammate. Itong PAO defenders working like an well-oiled machine early here in our ball game.
And they're just picking their spots at the right time, Coach Antonas. Fontiveros once again forcing the issue.
Lots of contact there. Fontiveros taking matters into his own hands. He has to. 16-4, 12-point lead para dito sa PAO defenders.
As Mark Fontiveros, the lefty, getting that shot to drop. And itong si Migs Arias entering this ball game. He started it, was held ineffective in those first 5 minutes. But Fontiveros this time, second throw, gets it.
We gotta give credit though to the defense na pinapakita nitong PAO defenders. They're making sure na si Arias hindi nakakapuntos ng ganun lang kadali.
Mike Castillo using that horns pick, driving inside. And the little man slithering to the cup.
May sabit dun. And I always say this, those reach-in fouls, those are fouls that are unnecessary because, again, as coaches, we do not teach our players how to play defense by reaching in because you're going to give the referees a chance to blow their whistle by reaching in.
That's pretty hard to do though with this guy. Itong si Mike Castillo can shoot it from outside and just the speed that he penetrates to the cup, Coach Anton.
Well, that's why you got to stay in front of the guy. Can't get beat. Make sure your lateral movement is there. You're able to sprint. Stay hip by hip with itong si Castillo.
As we've got less than a minute remaining here in our opening period. Out to the right side. Elbow jumper, no good. The Titulados get another crack at it. But Tahon gets that board. And the defenders are running. Inside. Medina, back Castillo, kick. Groyon, 3. Hits all board. Fontiveros this time. The cross, almost a steal, but another reach-in foul. This time it's going to be on Groyon.
Again, those reach-in fouls, those are unnecessary fouls, unnecessary defensive lapses.
As the PAO defenders under Coach Ringo Jimenez want to talk things over. The score is 17-16. The defenders up in this first quarter. The Titulados coming close in that ball game, 80-84, but they just couldn't get that comeback as they fell short, Coach.
So we did talk about this, the comeback ng Titulados. They tried their best to come back in that ball game. 1 of 8 3-point field goals para sa LRA, 9 out of 31 naman para sa NBI, 22 turnovers kontra 15 para dito sa NBI, 15 points from those turnovers ng LRA, 22 naman para dito sa NBI. At ito yung steals, double digits 7 para sa LRA, 15 para sa NBI, at yung blocks 6-0.
That was a tough one para sa kanila. Like we kept stressing, just a 4-point loss, and it looks like the same trend is going to be happening today, Coach Anton. It looks like they're going to need a comeback, and the guy on the free throw line is the one leading it for them.
Fontiveros, he's the one that is carrying the load as of the moment para dito sa Titulados. At least he cuts it down now to just single digits, to just 9 points.
They've got 8 seconds to work with. Last shot for the defenders. Three-pointer, Hipolito. No good. Back to Castillo, though. He gets it. But they can't score it. And at the end of our opening period, the defenders cutting it down to a single-digit ball game. The score 17-8 as we take a look at some of the first quarter highlights from the PAO defenders. Taking a look at Lacanilao finishing inside, and Coach Anton, just the crisp passing in that opening quarter.
Look at how those two players just nagbabawian sila. Pinasahan si Reboroso, Lacanilao, bawian naman tayo.
As the score 17-8, it's a 9-point lead for the PAO defenders. We'll be back shortly for more second quarter action here in Sinag, Liga, Asya.
J Project Clothing Shop, Premium Fabric. We customized, quality printing. Makers of quality uniform. J Project Clothing Shop, Premium Fabric. We customized, quality printing. Makers of quality uniform.
The PAO defenders are coming straight back to their core, which is reminding themselves who they truly are, which are defenders in and outside the court. Ayon nga kay Coach Ringo Jimenez, their loss against Bucor shows na mayroon talagang improvements to be made in every game. Kumbaga, there is no room for complacency. Kaya dapat lang daw na pairalin ng defenders ang masipag na pagdepensa, hindi lang sa kalaban kundi na rin sa kalamangan na mayroon sila hanggang dulo. Aaron and Coach Anton.
And thanks for that, Daphne. But definitely a lot of improvements could be done by the PAO defenders, but that was still a good showing against the #1 team in the Bucor squad.
54-62, they did lose, pero yun nga, 8 points, single digits, because itong Bucor squad, they demolish yung mga opponents nila. So talagang may improvement, and tama nga yung sinabi ni Daphne, as their moniker says, the PAO defenders, they do it on defense, inside and outside the court, at saka ng courtroom.
As we'd like to give a shout out to PAO Pateros District Office, si Attorney Buena Joy Tranguia Solis, as well as Attorney Clark Paul Rivera. That's from Mr. Gerald Galang. So shout out po sa inyo dyan. As we're at our opening game of this Thursday doubleheader, it's the defenders going up against the Titulados. We're at our second quarter. Asuncion, another three-pointer, still no good. Lacanilao, 2 up fakes to the foul.
Nice up fake by Lacanilao, getting his defenders up in the air. You know, apart from reaching in, yung mga hacking when you're trying to block a shot, that's something that as a defender, you have to be very disciplined. No? When you're going to block a shot, you don't necessarily need to hack, or you don't need to swing your arm down. Kasi hindi naman volleyball to eh. You can just simply track the ball, keep your arms up. Kasi all you need to do really is to bother that shot. If you get the block, that's a bonus. If not, you know, a miss is just the same as a block.
As 19-8 is the score, the defenders still up. Fontiveros dumps it down. Can they get the friendly bounce? No. They fight for it inside. But that ball is going back to the defenders. Look at the sportsmanship though between Ligayo and Magsayo.
Talagang nakikita natin dito itong LRA lumalaban at gustong-gusto nilang makadikit pa sa larong ito.
As they get the steal, Magsayo in the open court with the finish.
What a finger roll by Magsayo.
That's a tough angle, Coach Anton, especially with the defender in front of you.
Yung takeoff pa niya, not to mention the takeoff when he crossed the 15-foot line, parang tumake-off na siya kaagad.
Lacanilao with a herky-jerky move inside.
Strong finish, strong move by Lacanilao. Nothing the LRA Titulados big men can do sa kanya sa loob.
Fontiveros tries the corkscrew. Kicks it out. Can Magsayo save it? He does. They try to dump it. Dizon with a steal. Oh, but they can't catch that ball in transition. It's a turnover by Buenviaje.
That would have been an easy 2 points for Buenviaje as he was all alone for that layup. Just could not get control of that leather.
But this time, Faustino going for that two-pointer from the baseline and getting fouled. As Coach Anton, meron tayong paparating na bagong liga dito sa SLA. That is the Junior World Showcase happening on July 5 to 13 at Cagayan de Oro. So, meron na naman tayong aabangan, Coach Anton.
Junior World Showcase. Sarap naman. Break ka ba niyan, Aaron?
And mukhang itong si Direk Billy, no? Sinasabihan na tayo
Sinasabi si Direk Billy.
Sabihin, pumunta ka na daw, Coach.
Pumunta na ba? Ngayon na? Grabe ka na. July pa yan. Pero kaabang-abang nga yan. Junior World Showcase in Cagayan de Oro. That's something to look forward to for our fans. All sports fans, basketball fans. Basta may world. Napakagandang mapanood yan because it's a lot of teams from different countries.
Yep, that's gonna be a fun one for us. As in our previous one, Coach Anton, we had one in Pampanga, yung Junior World Showcase. No? So, teams from the US came here, no? May mga teams tayo from the Middle East. Diba? At pati yung mga teams na nandito sa Pilipinas, naglaban-laban sila. No? So, it's a good experience for all the boys to be able to see the different competition from different parts of the world. And it's nice now we're having it again. Doon naman sa Cagayan de Oro. But right now, the score, 21-11. It's a 10-point lead for the PAO defenders in this second period.
So Fontiveros still carrying the fight para sa Titulados.
He gets the spin, he kicks it. Magsayo off the glass for two.
So that offensive rebound, you gotta box out. Pagdating sa free throw line, Magsayo getting that shot to go.
And that's a three-point possession for the Titulados as Asuncion sticks the jumper.
Smooth looking mid-range jumper by Asuncion.
As Marasigan lobs it up. That's a dangerous pass to Arias. They get it. Asuncion lobs it up. Oh, almost an attempt for Asuncion. They get it out. 3-on-2 fast break. Marasigan dump down. Arias with the finger roll.
Unselfish basketball by LRA. This is what they need to do to be able to get back into this ball game.
And don't look now, it's just a 7-point lead for the defenders. Asuncion with a tasty dish to Dizon inside.
This time he connects to Dizon. Asuncion to Dizon, that alley-oop play. They've been wanting to get that.
Fontiveros, is he gonna answer back? Gives it, Arias, the jab step, the drop pass, rejected by Dizon.
Great interior defense being shown by the defenders.
Faustino pumps it up, no good.
Again, the interior defense nitong defenders
But an
doing a great job.
That was an intelligent foul by Michael Marasigan. Coach Anton stopping the fast break. Taking a look at this one more time. The lakas play of the quarter brought to you by Okada Manila. Asuncion finding Dizon up in the air for the alley-oop.
Eagle eyes, no? Parang may binoculars eh. Kitang-kita.
And kahit sa angle natin, Coach Anton, kitang-kita ko na that pass is going to be successful. As Dizon one more time snatching that ball. And you love the energy of Dizon, Coach Anton.
Strong rebound. So that foul. Lots of contact there from Marasigan. Did not want to give Dizon a chance to get the 2 points. Ang hirap naman kasing pigilan talaga nito ni Dizon. Now, once he's inside,
They give it inside. Reboroso, knockout play. Castillo with a dime.
talking about hirap at lakas pagkadating dito sa loob, Reboroso are many times best player of the game para sa defenders.
Just take a look at how quickly they gave that double team to Magsayo, almost forcing a turnover once again.
So they're looking to force more turnovers, more possessions for the defenders.
Inside, Arias with the spin. Rebounded. No, it's outside. Balik ang bola dito sa defenders.
Nice tap by Dizon. He knew he wasn't going to be able to collar that rebound. Tried to tap it to his teammate. Napakailaman lang ng Titulados. Pero still, very smart play for Dizon.
PAO entering the game for the Titulados. The defenders with possession. Castillo, target shooting. Dizon once again flying from the outside.
That's another offensive board para dito kay Dizon. He just cannot be denied. You cannot stop him from getting those offensive rebounds. They need to put a body on Roy Dizon. Defenders, or the defenders ng Titulados, they need to put a body on him. They need to locate him to stop him from getting those offensive rebounds.
And every single time a shot goes up, Coach Anton, I immediately see Dizon just sprinting from that three-point line inside.
He's right where the action is, and you want that from your players. You want them to crash boards. Importante yan, no? The extra possessions, they count, they matter.
As the score, 28-16, 12-point lead for the PAO defenders. Faustino dumps it down. Arias can't get the reverse. In transition, Castillo. That's a 4-on-2 fast break. Reboroso with an acrobatic shot.
Nice pass by Dizon to Reboroso.
Faustino hounded by 2. Kick it, Apao, Arias. The push shot once again hits the side of the board for Arias. Groyon pushing it, giving it back to the left side. That's a drive. The shot, it's in. The LRA Titulados down once again 32-16. Take a look at this lakas shot of the quarter brought to you by Okada Manila. That's Ariel Batondo getting that mid-range 2 to drop, putting his team up 32-16 in this second period. We'd like to thank Okada Manila. Maraming salamat po sa Okada Manila, one of our main sponsors here at the Sinag Liga Asya DOJ Interagency Cup 2025. Once again, myself, Aaron D, alongside Coach Anton De Los Reyes and Daphne Lozano, bringing you the action as the LRA Titulados down big time, but they get a score inside. That's Faustino.
Great pass inside para kay Faustino, stopping the bleeding somewhat para sa Titulados.
In and out for Castillo. Forward pass. Can Faustino get it? Yes, he can, but he can't catch it.
So close was Faustino, but you gotta credit Castillo. He was there defending yung transition, and that's what you want to see. Yung smallest player on the floor playing defense para sa kanyang kupunan.
Groyon gets that forward pass. They dump it down. Batondo, the fake, double-teamed. Kick. Castillo. They've got 10 on the shot clock. Mike gives it. Batondo to Reboroso. Castillo's got to shoot it. The free throw line jumper. It's pure.
Great find by Reboroso. That double team, he knew his teammate Castillo was going to be open at the top of the key, hitting that 15-footer.
34 to 18 is the score. They lob it up. Arias with the touch pass inside.
Wow. You see, that's what we like about Arias, no? Hindi gumagana yung offense niya, hindi man siya nakakashoot, pero yung pasa niya, no, he's becoming a decoy now of sorts para sa kanyang team.
Batondo trying to answer. Here comes Arias. Forward pass. Hidalgo stolen by Mike Castillo. Counter fast break, 3-on-2. Back to Reboroso. Once again, the finish in transition.
You see these defenders, these players. Kanina si Reboroso to Castillo. Ngayon naman Castillo to Reboroso.
You could just see the chemistry being displayed by this PAO squad. As they drive, the dump down. Faustino gets fouled on the way up.
Oh, just to go back yung kanina, parang napapansin ko may mga utang na loob itong mga players. No? May kusa sila.
And we take a look at it one more time, Coach Anton. The lakas assist of the quarter brought to you by Hotel 101 Global. That's Mike Castillo returning the favor to Kirk Reboroso.
Now, earlier in the game, si Mike Castillo went up to you and you guys were talking about something. Tell us a little bit about that one, Aaron.
Yeah, actually, itong si Mike Castillo, nakakalaro ko to dun sa liga namin in Alabang, no? So, one of the top players namin doon. Really, yung ginagawa niya today, it's not a surprise to me. A product of the San Beda Alabang basketball team, no? So, really a staple doon. Si kanitong si Mike Castillo dun sa Alabang area around that place. So, it's nice to see him balling out dito sa DOJ Interagency Cup natin, Coach Anton.
Harang ba tawag dyan kay Mike Castillo?
It's a very good player, no? Para sa atin, no?
Very good. Okay. Alam mo ba yung harang?
Actually, I'm not that familiar.
Ito si harang. Yung pagka may player sa kabilang team na sobrang galing, pangharang nila dahil yun yung kumukuha ng mga pusta. Yung harang. Hindi mo alam
Hindi yata masyadong uso sa Alabang yun, Coach.
Wala pa lang. Oo nga pala. Medyo iba siguro yung terminology sa Alabang.
Tawag ata namin dito kay Mike Carey, Carey. Buhat.
Okay.
As they get a miss on that shot from Groyon. Balik ang bola dito sa LRA Titulados. Taking a look at Tahon entering the ball game as well as Hipolito. Arias double team, dump it down. Faustino, tough shot, it's in.
Hangs in mid-air, Faustino. Double pump.
3 seconds left. Hipolito lobs it up. Tahon beats the buzzer for 2. And at the end of our first half, the score 38 to 24. It's a 14-point lead for the PAO defenders. And the well-oiled machine of the defenders is in full display in this second half. And Coach Anton, still struggling are the LRA Titulados. No, just every time they try to mount a comeback, it's just the PAO defenders' chemistry coming up.
So that well-oiled machine clicking on all cylinders para dito sa PAO defenders.
As we give it over to Miss Daphne Lozano for the interview with the first half leading scorer from PAO. Go ahead, Daphne.
Ngayon tapos na ang first half. I am now beside the leading scorer so far in this ball game, which is Kirk Reboroso from the PAO defenders with 14 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists. And may I note, he has 100% field goal percentage. So ayun sir, you mentioned earlier na you really had the busy and productive day, but you managed to provide quality minutes. So how do you plan to sustain this performance, especially in the second half?
Okay. Focus lang sa game. Doble yung gigil kasi galing kami sa talo kaya dapat yung extra effort kami sa game na ito. Tapos stick to the plan dun sa mga plays ni coach, tapos depensa, yun lang po.
Thank you so much, Sir Kirk. Now back to the panel as they wrap up the first half.
And 14 early points for Kirk Reboroso in this first half. Coach Anton, just 8 in their previous one. This time, 100% shooting as we take a look at his stats, no?
You want to see this Kirk Reboroso in double figures early in our ball game. The main big para dito sa PAO defenders, making his presence felt early on.
Kirk Reboroso up to 14 points already in our first half. 100% shooting as the score 38 to 24. The PAO defenders up at the end of our first half.
J Project Clothing Shop, Premium Fabric. We customized, quality printing. Makers of quality uniform. J Project Clothing Shop, Premium Fabric. We customized, quality printing. Makers of quality uniform.
Para makinig anong gagawin, di ba? Sabi nga ni... Back-to-back hits now for him. Kailangan niya na marami pang ready yan. Kung may kita dahil sa ingay dito, hindi sila magaling dito. One more or no more, kapit sa mga Sinag.
Sobrang bilis ba? Yan ang bilis ng FiberX. Yan ang internet.
Itong show making Coach Pancho has only 14.5 seconds before they can claim the throne and literally call themselves kings of the D2 tournament. What a ball game. What a series of events that we saw here, that we've witnessed in this historical D2 Super Cup Invitational Tournament. Championship. Seconds away for Pampanga Delta to seal the deal and once again deliver another championship.
The Sinag Liga Asya Junior World Showcase Philippines champion, your Pampanga Delta
J Project Clothing Shop, Premium Fabric. We customized quality printing. Makers of quality uniform. J Project Clothing Shop, Premium Fabric. We customized quality printing. Makers of quality uniform.
Para makinig anong gagawin, di ba? Sabi nga ni... Back-to-back hits now for him. Kailangan niya na marami pang ganyan. Kung may kita dahil sa ingay dito, hindi lang sila magaling dito. One more or no more, kapit sa mga Sinag.
Sobrang bilis ba? Yan ang bilis ng FiberX. Yan ang internet. Itong show, my Kings coach Banjo has only 14.5 seconds before they can claim the throne and literally call themselves kings of the D2 tournament.
What a ball game. What a series of events that we saw here, that we've witnessed in this historical D2 Super Cup Invitational Tournament.
Itong ating season's MVP, Guillermo Salvo. Don't wait for him na hindi makabawi. Sino ba ang talagang mag-aari sa kauna-unahang Delta Cup 2024?
So depensa ang naging susi dito para makuha nitong lupaw. Ang panalo na to is the championship. Seconds away for Pampanga Delta to seal the deal and once again deliver another championship.
The Sinag Liga Asya Junior World Showcase Philippines champion, your Pampanga Delta.
J Project Clothing Shop, Premium Fabric. We customized, quality printing. Makers of quality uniform. J Project Clothing Shop, Premium Fabric. We customized, quality printing. Makers of quality uniform.
Para makinig anong gagawin, di ba? Sabi nga ni... Back-to-back hits now for him. Kailangan niya na marami pang ganyan. Kung may kita dahil sa ingay dito, hindi man siya na maglaring dito. One more or no more kapit sa mga Sinag.
Good evening mga kasinag. You're still tuned in to SLA DOJ Interagency Basketball Tournament Secretaries Cup match between the LRA Titulados versus the PAO Defenders with a score 38-24. And before we proceed to the second half, I am beside Sir Demetir Huerta, the team manager of the PAO Defenders. Sir, thank you so much for once again for joining me here in the half. So ayun sir, in order for the audience to get to know your point of view din po, what is it like being a team manager for the PAO Defenders?
As a team manager, ako yung responsible sa pag-organize ng team. And then, ako din yung responsible sa pag-inform sa kanila kung kailan yung games, saan yung venue, yung call time sa practice, etc. Yun.
Ayun po sir. And now that we are coming into the second half, alam naman po natin na ang pinakamahalaga po talaga sa game na ito ay yung end game. Kumbaga yung breaks of the game. So, are there any words of encouragement po para sa team nyo?
Tama. Kasi yung last game, sa end game din kami na medyo nagka-problema. Kaya hindi kami nanalo doon sa last game. So, siguro, focus lang kami sa defense. At pag maigpit yung defense, yung offense, darating yan eh. So, yun lang. Defense lang talaga. Yun ang key para sa panalo.
Yan, let's hope for the best na lang po talaga, sir. Pero yun, meron din po ba kayong gustong batiin at pasalamatan sa mga nanonood ngayon?
Of course, babatiin ko lang aming Chief Public Attorney, si Dr. Persida V. Rueda Acosta. And belated happy birthday dun sa aking pamangkin, si Austin Mesde, Puerta Mesde. And yung aking tito, belated happy birthday din, si Mr. Crisostomo Orgente. And batiin ko rin yung aking mga kids, si Sir Dan, Demetrius, and Vivian Isador. Oink, oink. Thank you.
Thank you so much po, sir. That is all for our halftime interview. And now I'm turning it over to Aaron and Coach Anton as they open the second half.
And thanks for that, Daphne. At the end of our halftime break, the score is 38-24. The Public Attorney's Office Defenders up by 14 points against the Titulados. Taking a look at some of the highlights from that Hotel 101 Global. Highlights natin, itong PAO Defenders, Coach Anton really did a good job with that crisp passing. Meanwhile naman, itong LRA struggling to start off this ball game, but Fontiveros was really carrying the load early.
So during the middle of that second quarter, nakadikit yun, no? They were able to cut the lead to as low as 7 points. Pero yung passing clinic at yung unselfishness on offense nitong PAO Defenders on full display. As you see here, the stats, field goals, 41% para sa PAO, 25% para sa LRA, 28-18 rebound story. Namamayagpagdanan ang Public Attorney's Office, 15-7 ang assist, 8 fast break points, habang 4 naman para sa Land Registration Authority.
And we take a look at the leading scorers in our first half, Coach Anton.
No surprise here para sa PAO, Reboroso, Lacanilao, Castillo, and Tahon. Para naman sa LRA, you have Fontiveros, Faustino, Arias, and Magsayo. So isa lang sa players natin dito para sa PAO ang in double figures at perfect pa siya. From the field, we're talking about Kurt Reboroso.
And Kirk Reboroso in their previous matchup only scoring 8 points. This time, perfect from the field at 14 points. But one name we have to take a look at, Coach Anton. From the other side, it's the LRA Titulados. Itong si Migs Arias, a big double-double of 20 points and 15 rebounds in their previous matchup. Today only has 4 points.
And not to mention, no, bukod pa dun sa 20 points yun, very efficient, 60% from the field, hitting 6 out of 10. Talking about Migs Arias.
And to start off this second half, Migs Arias is coming off the bench. This time it's Fontiveros who's starting it off. So itong head coaching staff ng Titulados mixing it up a bit. Salmorin from deep. Can't get it.
Well, earlier we saw si Migs Arias. He had, may tape siya dun sa kanyang right hand. I think it's his thumb that's bothering him. So it could be that's why Migs Arias is sitting on the bench and not starting the second half. It's because of that injury. So he could be playing hurt.
And that's an even bigger blow for the Titulados, losing Arias, their main big man. But Salmorin going like a blur to the cup.
Salmorin and the rest of the Titulados need to make up for Migs Arias' absence sa ating ball game or sa ating second half.
Lacanilao, Asuncion, catch, shoot, sticks it.
Mentioned this earlier, sweet shooting Asuncion, getting that jumper to fall. Yung mid-range game, no, they always say that, and I've always mentioned this, na forgotten game daw yan. But I still believe in that, no? That mid-range game.
Siguro pang mga old heads yun, no, Coach Anton?
Salamat, Talagang inano mo pa yung old heads. Thank you,
But you love to see Asuncion's form. Just a textbook shot. Go straight up on that shot, taking a look at it.
Balanced, no? Very balanced yung kanyang jumper.
That's the same spot for Asuncion. Different result.
I was about to say, same spot, different result for Asuncion. Just a bit short on that attempt.
Salmorin gets a turnover. Here come the defenders. Hipolito gives it. Asuncion, full head of steam to the cup. Last minute, dumps it down, but Medina can't finish. 2 times, no good. Here comes Fontiveros in transition. He bumps, he drives. It's a steal. Hipolito, that's a 3-on-2 fast break. The no-look pass inside for the finish, Navarro.
So Navarro this time makes sure to finish on that attempt.
You could see Navarro calling for a substitution after those 2 quick
Bit
points.
winded, yeah, a bit winded dun sa fast break na yon.
You could see all smiles on the bench of the PAO defenders, Tita. But don't be really happy for this guy with the lakas play of the quarter. Brought to you by Okada Manila. Hipolito, no-look pass, giving it up. Navarro with the finish as the defenders in transition. Asuncion just puts his head down and gets fouled.
So again, that hacking foul, that reach in, you are going to give your the referees a chance to blow their whistle by doing that. It's unnecessary gamble, no, on from my point of view, yung tatapik. You're better off just staying in front of the defender.
Offensive board. Navarro, push shot. Rebounded by the Titulados. They're down 44-26 with 6 minutes and 45 remaining in the third. Fontiveros. Salmorin gets it back. Cross court, stolen by Navarro. Once again, positive impact from the number 5. Hipolito, the Euro. Tries to dime it to Medina. Give it up, Asuncion. Give it back, Medina. No good. The Titulados. Almost a steal, but it's going back the way of LRA. And a timeout gonna be called by the LRA Titulados. Their team is still down 44-26 in this third quarter. We'll be back shortly after this break. take a look at Arias versus the NBI Sharpshooters. 20 points, 20 rebounds, and 6 assists in that ballgame. But he's on the bench right now, Coach.
So that's a big blow para dito sa LRA Titulados not having Arias. And we did talk about him at the top of our broadcast na talagang malaking factor yan eh. Not literally and figuratively. Malaking factor si Mix Arias para dito sa kanyang team. Nakita naman natin noon, 20, 20, and 6. I mean, he did it all.
Those are just Jokic numbers, Coach Anton. And as you just mentioned, diba, it's not just his presence figuratively, but literally having a guy that big manning your paint.
It's going to be tough for the other team to get those rebounds, to get inside, because he takes up a lot of space.
We get the board. Almost a steal. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Dizon bouncing. Asuncion diming. Tahon can't finish. But another one is there for Tahon.
Miguel Asuncion, unselfish play. Hindi nga lang nakuha ni Tahon, pero he stayed with it. Got the offensive rebound for the 2 points.
Salmorin. 3-point field goal. No good.
Two players ng defenders going for that leather. Hindi nagkaamuyan doon. That was Tahon. That's Tahon and Ligayu.
Sanchez entering the game. Gives it Faustino with the hard drive to the cup.
That's a difficult shot. Running shot yun eh.
And wala pang board ginamit doon si Faustino. They whip it out right side. No good. Down by 18 points are the Titulados. They've got saktong 5 minutes dito in our third period. Sanchez drive down the lane. Dump it. Fontiveros hits back iron. One more Sanchez. Faustino gets hacked by Ligayu.
So second serving para dito sa LRA Titulados. Those offensive rebounds, those are very important for them to get back into this ball game.
As we give it up to Miss Daphne Lozano. For some info on the leading scorer of the Titulados, that's Mark Fontiveros. Go ahead, Daphne.
Nakausap ko kanina si Mark Fontiveros at sinabi niya sa akin na gigil talaga siyang makuha ang panalo ngayon. Pero alam naman natin na basketball is a team sport. That's why he hopes na mag-resonate din sa mga kakampi niya ang eagerness na ito. And so far in the duration of this ball game, mahirap daw talaga lalo na't naunahan na sila ng kalaban in terms of scoring. But he assured na we can still expect the Titulados to give their all dahil marami pa namang oras ang natitira. Aaron and Coach Anton.
Yep, it's gonna be a tough one dito para kay Fontiveros, especially missing the services of his running mate, itong si Arias, Coach Anton.
And Daphne talked about it, no? Sinabi ni Fontiveros na basketball is a five-man sport and it will take a collective effort for you to be able to get back into this ball game and pull this one out.
Right now, the score, 48-30. Fontiveros and the Titulados are down big time right now as he's got the ball. Gives it Faustino. Faustino also has been one of their offensive threats in this ball game, Coach. They need a lot more from him.
So itong si Faustino, siya nga ang nagdadala ngayon para dito sa team ng Titulados.
And right on cue, Faustino with another tough runner, as we mentioned a while ago, not even using the board.
Back-to-back runners, mukhang na-master na yan ni Faustino. Yung running shot, very old school style, no?
Castillo, the pull-up pop, it's pure.
And this one, itong si Mike Castillo, you mentioned na kalaro mo to sa Alabang, did not start the second half. Pero yan, pagkapasok, instant offense.
Speaking of offense, Fontiveros can't get it. Velasco shovels it. Quiñones finishes it.
Nice offensive rebound. Nice unselfish pass to Quiñones to get that short stab to fall. And that's what we want to see more of mula dito sa Titulados.
Behind the back, Dizon. Hits to the left. He gets it back. The handoff inside for two Batondo.
Look at the unselfishness talaga nitong PAO defenders. Dizon could have actually taken that shot, but he elected to give it to his teammate for a wide open inside shot. Short stab again, no? Points in the paint para dito sa PAO defenders. I'm quite curious.
Taking a look at this lakas assist of the quarter. Brought to you by Hotel 101 Global. The handoff inside for the two-pointer Batondo. Tahon with a quick three. No good, Batondo offensive board. Give it up, Castillo. That's a mismatch. See the smile on Arias' face. Ligayu middle. Batondo, same spot, different result. Rejected inside. Faustino with the denial.
So nice interior defense being shown by the Titulados, not making it easy for the defenders to get their points in the paint on that particular offensive outing.
Mike, once again finding Dizon inside.
Great baseline play. Nawala doon yung depensa. Right when I said the interior defense ng Titulados was holding their ground, eh makakabutas bigla etong si Dizon.
Salmurin, left-handed drive. Gives it up, Faustino. That's blocked by Dizon. Forward pass. In a foot race is Batondo. He slows down. Another chance at it. Salmurin hounding Tahon. That's short. Here come the Titulados. They've got numbers 3-on-2. Faustino, long strides, blocked once again by Dizon.
That's back-to-back blocks by Dizon.
That's Castillo's shot. Can't get it. Salmurin fights for it. Another fast break, 2-on-2. Salmurin, left-handed lay. Still can't get it. Both of these teams, the field goal percentage plummeting. Mike goes in, drops it. Batondo, still no good. Can Fontiveros finally finish? Rejected by Dizon, but this time, finally ending that drought from both of these teams.
And you like to see that from Fontiveros. He may have gotten blocked, but he still stayed with it, did not lose composure, was able to get the two to fall, to help his team cut this lead ng defenders.
Dizon, he wants it, and he gets it. A three-pointer from Dizon.
I was gonna say you don't always get what you want, but in that particular set, si Dizon bumawi.
As Fontiveros this time floating it up and in.
But the challenge of Dizon right there. Great defense. Better offense ang pinakita ni Fontiveros.
They've got 9 seconds left. Last shot dito for the defenders. Castillo fading away and rattling that ball in. That marks the end of our third period. 59-38. The PAO defenders up by 21 points. They've extended that lead. Taking a look at the third quarter highlights, and once again, it's the chemistry of the PAO defenders coming out on top in this quarter, Coach.
Again, that passing, the unselfishness, the passing clinic that's being displayed here by the defenders. Definitely a thing of beauty.
Taking a look at that Dizon 3. Getting that shot to drop, not his usual spot, but he's been effective in this ball game as the score. 59-38. It's a 21-point lead by the PAO defenders. We'll be back for more fourth quarter action here at the DOJ Interagency Cup 2025. And back for more action here in our fourth quarter. This is our first game of this Thursday doubleheader. It's the LRA Titulados going up against the PAO defenders, and Coach Anton, the Titulados just really can't find an answer, but Arias inside, making his presence felt immediately in this fort.
Putting his defender on a spin cycle. What a move by Arias to get himself free underneath. Getting fouled.
Could be a chance for Arias to get his rhythm in this ball game on that free throw line.
And they need his rhythm. Down big here in the fourth. They need to try to mount a comeback.
Can't get that second throw to go though. Castillo quickly down the court. Outside. They move it around. Groyo on corner tray. It's back iron, rebounded by Fontiveros.
Great setup job for Groyon. Just too strong on that three-point attempt.
Dump it down, Arias, and he gets caught with the push.
Reboroso doing a good job getting on the passing lane. Kaya naman napilitan doon si Mix Arias na mag-push off para makuha yung bola.
And in that third quarter, we didn't see a lot of Reboroso. I don't think we even saw him at all in that third period. This time, they bring him back to match up with Arias. That's going to be a fun one for us.
Kumakain. Remember that last game?
No, but they really gave him that break na nung
Yes, oo. He was the best player of that game.
Marasigan, that's stripped by Mike Castillo. Quick hands for the little guard. Numbers in the favor of the defenders. And this time, oh, Mike can't finish it. Arias, a signature pass. Fontiveros. No finish. The second one is good. Plus the foul.
Again, those reach-in fouls.
Taking a look at this one more time. The lakas grab of the quarter brought to you by Fulitech. Innovative advertising. Once again, Fontiveros doesn't want the two, he wants the three. Old school style.
He wants that traditional three-point play. Just to be able to cut this lead a little more.
But he's going to be given another chance at it. Itong si Fontiveros. Coach Anton, 59-41. That's still a long time for us with 8 minutes and 28 seconds.
A lot of time remaining. It is a big lead, but you know, slowly you chip away. Before you know it, you know, if you reach the maybe half, you're down to 10. Kayang-kaya pa.
Bullet feed, Groyon inside. Kick it. He takes it. Once again, can't get it, Groyon. Forward, Salmorin. That's a catch by Hidalgo and a difficult finish.
What a finish! Hayop naman sa dukot yun at pagsungkit sa ilalim ni Hidalgo.
Didn't even think he was going to take that shot, but still he made it. And an offensive foul called on Hipolito. Fontiveros taking the bump and giving up his body.
And that's what you want to see again. You know, those turnovers, chipping away on this lead. Again, we mentioned, no, cut it down to just 10 points. 5 minutes. We've got a ball game.
It was just about to say a bucket on that possession. Could have swung the momentum. But Asuncion gives it. Hipolito back to Asuncion. Reboroso giving us that soft touch.
Again, the unselfishness, the ball movement being displayed by the PAO defenders. Impeccable. At here sa fourth quarter, continuing.
Fontiveros offensive board and getting it back in.
Sabi nga ni Daphne, gigil na gigil. Etong si Mark Fontiveros to get back on that winning column.
Inside, the corkscrew by Reboroso. The kick, Groyo. Can he finally make it? Still can't.
That's 0 for 3 now for Groyon. Not able to get that three-pointer to fall.
As the defenders almost getting that steal. Dizon re-entering that ball game. Groyon ineffective on his shooting from outside.
Not his night tonight. We're talking about Groyon. Kevin Crust Groyon.
He's been getting open looks, no, Coach Anton? Inside, Arias. Beautiful feed from Fontiveros.
How do you stop Arias when he's that deep underneath? Too big, too strong, too skilled is Migs Arias.
Down 14 points are the Titulados. 6 minutes and 20 remaining. Reboroso dimes it. Hipolito takes it. Still can't get it. Forward, Fontiveros, almost a steal. No numbers in his favor. He doesn't care.
Short on that attempt for Fontiveros.
Asuncion this time puts his head down and finishes with the offhand. Bucket +1.
What a move by Asuncion. Switching hands. Hindi naman natapik yung kanan, pero tinapos niya sa kaliwa.
Taking a look at this one more time, the lakas drive of the quarter brought to you by Hotel 101 Global. Asuncion showing us the skill set on that play and finishing through the contact. The score, 63-47. We've got 5 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Checking out Roy Christopher Dizon against the Bucor safekeepers. Had 13 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 blocks in that ball game, Coach Anton.
Showing what he is made of. That's Roy Dizon. You see him, his highlights in this game. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists.
And one thing we forgot to mention was the 5 steals of Roy Dizon in that previous matchup. And earlier, he had a lot of blocks. And speaking of Roy Dizon, Daphne Lozano has some information on this big player of the PAO defenders. So go ahead, Daphne.
Roy Christopher Dizon of the PAO defenders may have a silent and intimidating demeanor, but he's just like that whenever he is locked in anything that he does. Kaya naman shinare niya din sa akin how their team should strengthen their communication inside the court at wag magkanya-kanya dahil ayun daw ang naging sakit nila last game. Kaya kahit wala silang ensayo from that loss, ay nagpahinga naman sila given na holiday kahapon. At makikita naman natin na rest is indeed essential for a team to perform effectively. He now has 8 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal in the bag. Aaron and Coach Anton.
And this PAO defenders team playing more than effective in this ball game. Really, nakikita natin that rest paid off para sa kanila.
Sometimes it's good to practice. Sometimes it's also good to get some rest and recover. No, para naman yung muscles mo, everything is kumbaga fresh pagdating sa laro.
As Asuncion knocks down the three-pointer.
Helping the cause nitong defenders is Asuncion getting that 3 to fall from the top of the key.
Fontiveros tries to answer back. No good. Here comes Asuncion. The freight train going down the track and hand it off. Reboroso with the finish.
Again, the passing, the unselfishness nitong PAO defenders in full display. And I cannot stress that enough. No, how good it is to have yung teammates that are willing passers. Why? Well, because it makes your teammates feel good, diba? If you think about it, itong sila Asuncion, Dizon, Reboroso, Castillo, palagi yung naglalaro on the floor.
Taking a look at this lakas play of the quarter brought to you by Okada Manila. Asuncion diming it to his big man and rewarding him for running the floor.
So like what I was saying, no, pag pinapasahan mo yung mga teammates mo, gumaganda yung kumpiyansa ng mga yan. So when you put them back in, when they play, when you give them those short minutes, maganda yung nararamdaman nila. They're gonna feel good. They're gonna feel like they're part of the team, part of the offense.
And that's one thing we notice about the PAO defenders, Coach Anton, is these players, they love passing. They love giving it to the open guy. They look for the right shot every time. Just like that Reboroso shot. Dizon gets it back. Asuncion, hand in his face. Reboroso skying high and finishing against 2 plus the foul.
That was 3 tries para sa PAO defenders on the third attempt. And nakapuntos itong si Reboroso with an offensive rebound.
Check this out, the lakas move moment of the quarter brought to you by Okada Manila. One more time, Reboroso with the finish over 2.
Michael Marasigan with that foul. But Reboroso gets it back. Couldn't get that to fall.
As we'd like to give a shout out to the Special Appeals Cases Service, Mr. Lester De Leon, Mr. Jonald Palyado, Lot and Carl, as well as the attorney De Guzman of the Pasay District Office. So a shout out po sa inyong lahat and maraming salamat po for supporting Sinag Liga Asya. We check this out. D-Zone's got it. His team up 70-47. That's a swish from D-Zone.
Casual pull-up for Roy D-Zone.
D-Zone just coming to life in this ball game. Fontiveros this time. Can't get it. Here comes Asuncion. Lobs it up. And it's going back to the defenders.
Medyo covered doon si Reboroso by Arias. So nice tap by Arias. That would have been, I wouldn't say automatic, pero mahihirapan kang pigilan si Reboroso sa ilalim.
As Victor Hoyas giving D-Zone a well-deserved break to end it. Hoyas, three-pointer. No good. Reboroso fading. They fight for it and it's going back the Titulados way. And this is going to be a tough one, Coach Anton, for the Titulados, just losing by 4 in their previous one against NBI. This time, really down big to end this fourth quarter against the well-oiled machine of the defenders.
Again, we mentioned it, no? Clicking on all cylinders, etong PAO defenders.
Arias inside. And really, we needed a lot more from Arias early in this first half. Fontiveros just couldn't do it alone.
Well, that is his running mate. Sinabi mo nga, yan yung kasama niya na tumulong.
Arias on the line. His previous matchup had a big double-double with 6 assists. Cutting down the lead, 72-49. Buenviaje, dump it, Tahon. Fontiveros boards it. Marasigan pushes it. Thinks about it, gives it. Arias finishing inside, plus the foul, the herky-jerky move from the biggest guy on the court.
Bulldozing his way inside. Arias definitely taking advantage.
Taking a look at this lakas move of the quarter, brought to you by Hotel 101 Global. Migs Arias, just get out of the way when he gets that deep. Rebounded by the defenders, Asuncion. Tries the bounce pass, Arias gets low and feeds Fontiveros for the easiest finish he's gonna get this whole game.
Nice steal by Arias. Nice feed to Fontiveros.
Buenviaje thinks about it. Balik dito sa gitna. Lob it up. Just a bit too much traffic. Looks like the defenders wanted the highlight play there.
Pass was too high for Ligayu.
Marasigan trying to dance. He's against Buenviaje. The running shot, no good. Quiñones fading away. Still can't get it. Tahon with the board. No, they get it back. Buenviaje, Ligayu, Tahon. Easy finish. Once again, the passing.
Until the final minute, itong passing ng PAO defenders in full display. Not breaking, no, yung system, not breaking yung kanilang style of play, what they want to execute in this ball game to be able to get that W.
Fontiveros on the line. Medina entering the game for the defenders, as well as the other players So itong si Coach Ringo Jimenez clearing his bench, giving his players some run at it to end this fourth quarter.
You saw there earlier, head coach Rogelio Cano Jr.
And what's crazy to think, Coach Anton, is a team as complete as this PAO defender squad still couldn't get it done against the #1 Bucor team.
That's a tough matchup, no? Itong Bucor squad. Doon nang galing ang talo nitong PAO defenders. Yun ang kung well-oiled machine ang pinag-uusapan. Yun, isa pang well-oiled machine talaga. Ang Bucor.
That Bucor squad, we've had a lot of questions about them as a push falling on the ground there. 74-54, it's a 20-point lead for the PAO defenders. Looks like they're going to be coming away with a victory in today's matchup, going up 3-1. Meanwhile, the Titulados disappointed in their loss today, going down to 1-2.
Safe to say that itong defenders will get the W today. 20-point lead. Not even Reggie Miller or Tracy McGrady can save you with 54 seconds remaining.
Adding insult to injury, Coach Anton, itong si Fontiveros.
Oh.
Injured right now on the ground. Can't even get him back to his own bench. They had to treat him there sa bench ng PAO.
I think he's cramping up is what is happening. I can see them, you can see them working on him.
That's a tough one for Mark Fontiveros.
Nangyari na ba sa'yo yan? Ano, yung tulog ka, tapos magigising ka, pinupuli ka? That's the worst eh. Sama ng pakiramdam nung ganyan. So, we know how it feels, Mark.
But they still get the finish. The defenders aren't done in this ball game. Taking a look at Fontiveros, really just suffering on that bench of PAO. Quiñones jabs it, stolen Navarro. Leave it. Batondo, no good. Oh, he's trying to attack Arias, and easier said than done. Arias not even moving an inch.
So Batondo will go to the fifth. Oh, he won't. No free throws will be given, as you see here. Fontiveros really cramping up.
Tough break for Fontiveros as a three-pointer from Navarro. Defenders having fun to end this ball game. Titulado still got it. Last second foul. Still gonna be free throws for us as Velasco heading to the line. And
well, that foul was committed before the before time had expired.
chance for Velasco, gets some extra stats, but he leaves that shot short. And that marks the end of our ball game. The score, 79-54. The PAO defenders coming up with another victory, moving up to 2-1 in the standings. Meanwhile, the Titulados at 1-2 in our tournament.
Check that. That's going to be 3-1 para di sa PAO defenders. Solo second place sa ating liga.
That's going to be big for the defenders in this ball game as we give it over to Miss Daphne Lozano for the Okada Manila Best Player of the Game.
Magandang gabi mga kasinag. I am now beside our SLA DOJ Okada Manila Best Player of the Game, Sir Kirk Reborosov, the PAO defenders with 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Congratulations po, sir, on finally getting back the win for tonight. So ayun po, sir, how does it feel po finally getting the win since you provided quality minutes for tonight?
Ano po? Di ko naintindihan.
How do you feel po, sir, na lalo na't panalo po kayo ulit from that loss?
Okay. Ngayon, siyempre nakaginawa kami. Galing kami sa talo. Ngayon, nag-great bounce back kami. Kaya masayang-masaya kami. Nakuha ulit namin yung isang panalo.
Ayun po, sir, napansin ko din kanina during the last 5 minutes of the game ay parang tinataktak mo na yung paa mo. Kumbaga parang mukhang pupulikatin ka na. So ayun, sir, given that you really performed well today, how do you plan to reward yourself as you recover tonight?
Siyempre, magdi-dinner kami kasama ko yung family ko, kasama yung kapatid ko. Tapos, siyempre, baka magpapamassage siguro. Gusto masakit na yung katawan ko eh. Sige. Lalo nabugbog nung last game, nung sa Bucor.
Talaga namang deserve nyo naman yun, sir. Pero yun po, meron po ba kayong gustong batiin at pasalamatan sa mga nanonood ngayon?
Okay, hindi nawawala sa shoutout ko, yung wife ko, andyan po, pati yung kapatid ko, Winnie Rebroso. From PAO Manila, kay Boss Marlon, Boss Pat, kay Chip Persida, tapos Dapayan, tapos Reboroso family sa Ilocos.
Thank you so much, sir. Once again, that is our Okada Manila Best Player of the Game. Back to you, Aaron and Coach Anton.
And a congratulations to the entire PAO Defender squad with Kirk Reboroso as the best player of the game. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. But let's not forget to mention Roy Dizon had 10 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. As we take a look at our second game of the day coming up shortly, it's the PPA Redeemers going up against the NBI Sharpshooters, and that's going to be a good one for us, Coach Anton.
Nice game indeed. 0-2, 2-2. PPA Redeemers, they want to get that win. Itong NBA Sharpshooters, again, gustong umangat ng 500 sa ating standings.
And that concludes our opening game of this Thursday doubleheader. We still have our second one. It's the Redeemers going up against the Sharpshooters. So everyone stay tuned here at our SLA DOJ Interagency Cup 2025.